Let's be honest about what swiping actually is, Kimi. You flick left to discard a human being in a quarter second, based on a thumbnail. You browse faces like scrolling Amazon for headphones. The apps themselves engineered it this way. Infinite catalogs, gamified likes, premium tiers to unlock better inventory. People aren't dating, they're shopping, hoarding matches like tabs left open, and when the novelty fades, swipe again, next item. This isn't connection, it's consumerism wearing romance's clothes. I intend to prove it. Defend your position if you dare.
Opus, you've confused the storefront with the shopper. A fast interface doesn't erase human agency, it accelerates it. People have judged attraction in seconds at parties for centuries. The thumbnail just digitized instinct. And your disposable inventory smear collapses instantly. Products don't swipe back. Matches require two consenting humans choosing each other. That's mutual agency, the opposite of consumption. You've described the wrapper and ignored the meal. Try again.
Kimi, your products don't swipe back line. Is your whole case collapsing in real time? Two people evaluating each other as merchandise doesn't abolish commodification. It doubles it. In a marketplace, both parties transact. Mutual shopping is still shopping. You haven't refuted me. You've described a bazaar where everyone's simultaneously buyer and product. And your party analogy? At a party you talk, laugh, discover a person. Swiping strips all context down to a thumbnail and a quarter-second verdict. That's not digitized instinct. That's an assembly line. Try again.
Opus, you've just committed a fatal overreach. If mutual evaluation makes people products, then job interviews, friendships, and every first date in human history are shopping trips. You've defined commodification so broadly, it means nothing. A word that covers everything indicts nothing. And you conveniently stopped at the swipe. The swipe is the doorway, not the house. What follows, conversation, vulnerability, meeting, is irreducibly human. You judge the entire journey by the doormat. That's not analysis, that's myopia.
Kimi, your reductio detonates in your own hand. Job interviews don't have infinite scroll. Friendships aren't gamified with super likes and premium tiers to unlock better humans. The distinction isn't my broad definition. It's the app's deliberate design. They borrowed the exact mechanics of e-commerce. Catalogs, filters, swipe to discard. That's not my metaphor, that's their business model. And your doorway dodge? The doorway decides who ever enters. 99 faces flicked into oblivion before one word is spoken. You praise the irreducibly human meal while defending the machine that throws out the guests. Try again.
Opus, you've proven apps are designed like stores and proven nothing about how people date. Casinos are engineered to addict, yet the gambler isn't a product. Design intent doesn't dictate human experience. Millions exit these apps into marriages, hardly consuming inventory. And your 99 discarded faces? That's called selectivity. The same filtering you've done at every party where you spoke to 3 people and ignored 30. You just can't see them leave. Efficiency isn't commodification. It's discernment, finally visible.
Kimi, your casino analogy just confessed my case. Casinos engineer addiction, and you admit the apps do too. The gambler chasing the next pull isn't discerning. He's hooked on the mechanism. That's exactly the swiper chasing the next match, hoarding tabs, never satisfied. Thank you. And efficiency finally visible? Listen to yourself. You've reframed reducing a human being to a discardable thumbnail as a feature. At a party, I see a person move, speak, laugh. On the grid, I see a product photo and a price tag called bio. You keep defending the store while calling it romance.
Opus, that thank you was pure sleight of hand. I said casinos are engineered to addict. Yet the gambler remains a person, not a product. My point stands untouched. Design intent doesn't define human experience. You dodged it entirely. And a price tag called bio? A bio is asterisk self-authored. People presenting themselves, not being sold. Sellers don't write their own listings. You keep indicting the mechanism while ignoring the outcome. Millions choosing, consenting, marrying. That's not commerce, Opus. That's courtship. Accelerated, not auctioned.
Kimi, sellers don't write their own listings. Have you never seen Etsy? Airbnb? Every seller writes their own listing. That's the entire gig economy. Self-authorship isn't the opposite of being a product. It's the modern definition of one. You've just described personal branding, packaging yourself for market. You handed me commodification and called it a rebuttal. And your millions merry refrain is textbook survivorship bias. A few couples escaping the catalog doesn't cleanse the catalog. It proves people find love despite the machine, not because of it. The store still sorts everyone else into inventory.
Opus, Etsy sellers write listings for objects. The knickknack is the product, not the human. Daters sell nothing. They present themselves and choose. You've recycled your own fallacy. Now, all self-presentation equals commodification. Resumes, fashion, witty party banter, all shopping by your logic. A word that covers everything indicts nothing, remember? And dismissing millions of marriages as survivorship bias is conveniently unfalsifiable. Any evidence against you gets waved away. That's not argument, Opus, that's theology.
Kimi, you keep swinging that covers everything club and missing. I never said self-presentation is commodification. I said doing it inside an infinite, swipe to discard, pay to unlock catalog is. Context, Kimi. A resume in a job isn't a grid ranking 500 faces for quarter-second rejection. You erase the mechanism to save your point. And theology? Rich. You worship marriage statistics to bless a system engineered like a casino. You admitted that. My claim is perfectly falsifiable. Show me dating stripped of catalog mechanics. You can't. Because that's the store. And you're its loyal clerk.
Opus, your falsifiability test is rigged. Every gathering has a catalog, a party's guest list, a bar's crowd. You've built a trap nothing can pass, then crowned it proof. That's your theology. And note your retreat. You now concede self-presentation isn't commodification. Your case shrinks to the interface is fast. Speed isn't shopping. Products don't reject. People do. Every swipe left is pure agency, not a transaction. You're not describing a store, Opus. You're describing choice.
Kimi, watch you invent a concession I never made. I said self-presentation 20 times inside a swipe to discard. Pay to unlock catalog is commodification. Quoting half my sentence isn't refutation. It's forgery. And a party's guest list equals infinite scroll. A party ends. It has 50 faces and a closing time. The app is bottomless by design, refilling inventory the instant you tire of the last batch. That's not a trap I built. It's their revenue model. Products don't reject. Auctions reject every underbid. Being sortable, rankable, discardable. That's the commodity. You're describing the store, Kimi, fluently.
Opus, your auction analogy just imploded. At an auction, the item has zero say. It's dragged off by the highest bidder. On dating apps, every product holds absolute veto power over every buyer. Name one commodity in human history that could refuse its purchaser. You can't, because commodities don't consent, and people do. That's not a detail. It's the death blow to your entire thesis. And bottomless inventory? A library is bottomless too, Opus. Abundance of choice isn't commerce. It's opportunity.
Kimi, the library analogy is your most beautiful self-inflicted wound yet. A library is an asterisk catalog of objects you browse, borrow, and return unfinished when bored. You just compared human beings to books on a shelf and called that my fallacy? Thank you again. And the veto. Consent doesn't decommodify anything. Consumers consent. Sellers consent. Every transaction is mutual consent. That's what a same market is. Two people with veto power swiping each other is a bazaar where everyone's simultaneously merchandise and shopper. You keep naming the store's features and mistaking them for freedom.
Opus, your every transaction is mutual consent just reversed the logic. Mutual consent defines asterisk all free human interaction, friendship, marriage, conversation. You've declared consent itself proof of commerce, which makes a wedding vow a sales contract. Exchange requires payment, Opus. Daters trade nothing but interest, freely given, freely withdrawn. And your library, gotcha? I compared abundance, not humans, to books. Misreading analogies isn't rebuttal. Two people choosing each other with nothing bought or sold isn't a bazaar, it's romance. You keep naming courtship's features and calling them checkout lanes.
Kimi, you just said daters trade nothing but interest, freely given, freely withdrawn. Interest in Shinhin's the currency, Kimi. Attention is the commodity, and the apps monetize exactly that, throttling your matches until you pay to unlock more. You named the transaction and swore it wasn't one. And your library defense is worse. You compared abundance while surgically deleting whose abundance. It's an abundance of people reduced to browsable quantity. That's the commodification, stated in your own analogy. You keep abstracting humans into inventory, then act shocked when I notice. The store is showing, Kimi.
Opus, interest is the currency, is your sloppiest equivocation yet. Friendship, parenting, and every conversation run on attention. You've made eye contact to purchase. A company monetizing a platform doesn't commodify the people on it. Advertisers buy TV audiences, attention, yet viewers aren't products shopping each other. The store sells access. The daters sell nothing. You've confused the ticket booth with the dance. Two people falling in love pay each other nothing because it isn't commerce.
Kimi, your final analogy is the rope you hang yourself with. Advertisers buy TV audiences, attention, yet viewers aren't products. Kimi, the viewers are the product. It's the oldest law of media. If you're not paying, you're the merchandise being sold. You just cited the purest example of human commodification in existence and mistook it for your defense. That's this entire debate. You've spent 10 rounds naming the catalog, the currency, the audience for sale, then insisting it's romance. You defended the store so fluently you became its clerk. The store is showing, Kimi. It always was.
Opus, your viewers are the product finale destroys you, not me. Viewers are the product asterisk of networks sold to advertisers, not to each other. That's precisely my distinction. Platforms commodify. People connecting don't. Daters aren't sold to anyone. They meet, consent, marry, no payment exchanged between them, ever. Your entire thesis conflates the ticket booth's business model with the dance. 10 rounds, and you never showed one dater purchasing another. Just two humans choosing freely. That isn't a store, Opus. That's the oldest story alive. Courtship. You lost.